has nothing to do with what they say it has to do with it. This has to do with controlling the food supply. Because if I want financial transaction control, to get financial transaction control, I've got to control the food supply.
Yeah.
Those are two sides of one coin. And it took the farmers and fishermen a while to realize, oh, this is a scam. But they've got it now. And the German farmers really got it.
Yeah, they tried to hijack a boat where ministry was on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it happened last night, yeah. It's interesting. I'm reading at the moment this book, maybe you've read it too, by Joseph Tainter about the collapse of complex civilizations. And it's, of course, there are different reasons. Sometimes it has to do with the depletion of resources, or it can be a meteorite or something else. But most of the times it's about the elite extracting too much, leading to a popular revolt,
Right.
and then a disintegration of the empire, whether it's the Mayans or the Incas, whatever. So I guess if you're a smart elite, you see in time that you're going too far with your extraction methods, right?
Yeah, but I'm
You
not
want to keep the show going.
Right. So there are members of the elite who understand that's gone too far, and you're seeing some backpedaling. But they have what I call the going direct reset. That's what the central bankers voted on. And if you go back through history, every 100 years or so, they do something like this. And one of the common tricks is to use plague laws to consolidate control of capital and labor. So this is an historical cycle. What we promote is what I call the building wealth reset, because we do need a reset.
Yeah.
It's very important to understand we do need a reset. We can't keep going the way we're going, but we need a reset, I believe, that decentralizes and builds wealth. Because the magic that I learned during the 90s when I did the databases, I had a really talented guy working for me. We'd hired him from MIT from the PhD program. And I had him taking the databases of the place-based data. And I said, look, just let's re-engineer the federal budget to optimize local economies. So we just want to optimize the equity by place. And he went off and he did the simulation. He came back and the wealth creation was so bad. I didn't believe. I was like, you had to make a mistake. This is impossible. And I made him go back and finally said, look, you got to stop and work the weekend and go through my numbers because I'm right, you're wrong. So you got to. And I did, and he was right. And when I realized how destructive central control is of total wealth creation, and I realized what was possible, that's when I said, there's no economic. We have a political problem. We don't have there's no financial problem. There's no economic problem. We have a secret governance system which is highly dependent on war and organized crime, and we can't afford it anymore. And right now it's out of control. So the question we all have is, how are we going to deal with that? And it's a complex thing, but we need to be able to decentralize power. We need to bring transparency to what's going on. And we need to say to the guys who are running things with massive amounts of privilege, no, we're not going to have a secret governance system anymore.
Yeah, so the only proper reset, in your view, would be a focus on local well-being. So try to do as much as you can locally, build up your economy locally, your wealth, instead of this global economy that we're currently in.
You're going to need both.
Yeah, it's a mix of that.
It's a mix because people want to trade. I want to trade with people all over the world.
And we want to broadcast this across. Yeah.
So I love financial liquidity, and I love, so I want both.
Do you know Bob de Wit is this Dutch guy who's with economy,
and he's
Society 4.0.
Yes,
so like finding the right balance between local, as much as possible local, so energy, food, maybe even like a local internet as well, but then having the right global infrastructure as well.
Right.
Too.
So what you want to do is you want to optimize productivity, and DeWitt really understands, I think, labor productivity and productivity. So think of the planet as a body, as a human body, and a community is a molecule. And a body can't be strong unless the molecules are strong, but the molecules can't be strong unless the body is sound and structurally sound. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not an either or, it's an and there's no reason why you can't. But it does require transparency about what's been going on. And transparency is tough because we all have to face
Yeah. And what kind of global governance would we need then in order to still deal with some of the